Hi everyone, welcome to another 5 Foot Nomad video. I am Basilia, and in our channel we talk about working online, relocating and living smarter. If you're a Fiverr seller, in this video we'll be talking about why you're no longer getting clients on Fiverr, okay? If you've been getting orders, the machine has been running, you've been working, and all of a sudden everything screeches to a halt and nothing's working anymore. Your impressions are dropping, you're no longer getting clicks on your gig, you're no longer getting client messages, no more orders, and everything's just dead all of a sudden, then make sure you watch this video until the end, because I will be sharing with you at the end of this video what to do to fix it. So let's dive right in, guys. So before I discuss the 5 reasons why your gig is no longer delivering results, if you've been watching our channel, thank you so much. If you're new in our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment in our posts, and your support is super important to us, and thank you so much. So let's dive right in, guys. The reason why you're probably no longer getting clients or orders on Fiverr is, number one, you made changes to your gig, okay? Whenever you make any change to your gig, be it changing the gig title, the gig image, the gig description, whenever this happens, your gig automatically gets queued to be reviewed manually by a Fiverr administrator, okay? This means that a Fiverr staff has to review your gig manually and then approve it for it to rank high again in search results. So this is why anyone who's constantly making changes to their gig, they must bear in mind that whenever you do that, your gig has to be reviewed manually, and this manual review could take between 1 week and 4 weeks for your gig to now bounce back to where it was on the search results. So it is super important to only make changes when they're necessary for your gig. And whenever you want to make changes, make sure that you do the changes collectively, okay? Let's say you feel like you want to change your gig image and you want to make a few tweaks to your description. Make sure you do it at one go, okay, over a certain period of time. Let's say you want to make these changes to your gig, then you change your gig now, and then if you want to make more changes to your gig, you do it 2 or 3 months ahead, so that you give your gig time to recover from the change, have it manually reviewed, and for your gig to start performing well again. But if you're constantly making changes, your gig is going to end up dead. So the second reason why you're probably no longer getting clients on Fiverr is you got a bad review, okay? Yes, you probably did your best on the job, but this client is probably problematic and they just gave you a bad review. This is going to impact your gig negatively. I once had a client give me a 2.3 review, and this affected my gig for over a month. My impressions dropped from 56,000 to 800 impressions. It's wild, right? Yes, Fiverr buyers don't realize that just one crazy comment can just destroy someone's stream of income, which is sad. But that's the reality. Some people don't care. Some people are problematic. They ask for things and then they change their mind and then they just give you a bad review and it affects your gig. So I feel like the only way to avoid this from happening is to try your best to deliver high quality service, as this will save you from having a bad review and having this affect your gig, and next thing you know, you're no longer getting clients and all of that. So do your best, deliver high quality service so you can always get 5-star reviews. And the third reason why you're probably no longer getting clients on Fiverr is you delivered your service late. When you're creating your gig, you set your pricing and you set the time that you would deliver your service. So whenever a client orders your service, the delivery time you set, the countdown timer is gonna start. So let's say you set the delivery time as 2 days. When the client orders that service, the 2-day countdown timer will start. And this means you must do your best to deliver your service within the 2-day frame. Otherwise, your delivery is gonna be late. And when you deliver a service late, in the order, it's going to say late, and this means that your completion rate on Fiverr will drop, and this is going to affect your ability to get new clients. So it's important to maintain 100% completion rate and always deliver your service on time. And the fourth reason why you're probably no longer getting clients on Fiverr is price hike, okay? Let's say you're offering a service for $5 and all of a sudden you just go and change the gig and you change your pricing to $50. This is an insane price hike over a short period of time. And this is going to affect your gig negatively because, first of all, your gig has to be manually reviewed, okay? And it could take 1 week to 4 weeks before it bounces back. And then you are going to scare away your existing clients. You know, sometimes you have returning clients, and if they usually order your service for $5 and they come back and they see it's $50, all of a sudden they will run away, because that's not a gradual increase. You just hiked up your prices and they will skip. And then prospective clients will ignore your service because it's probably not within their price range. It's probably not competitive enough. So this is just going to affect your gig negatively, and that's not a good thing. So if you want to increase your price, it's important to do so gradually over a period of time. You know, go from $5 to $10 over a 3-month period, you know, over a 6-month period, increase to $15, you know, gradually, step by step, and not just boom, you jack up your prices. You know, try to do it gradually so that this does not affect your gig negatively and stop your orders from coming in. And the 5th reason why your gig is probably no longer performing is client complaints. Okay, some clients are annoying. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're polite to them, if you're professional to them, they're just problematic. And many of them go on to like open a dispute with you with Fiverr, or they make a complaint, or they report your page, or they even cancel the order. All of these things can negatively impact your gig because Fiverr will always take the side of the buyer. Why? Because Fiverr makes their money from the buyer. Okay, it's nice that you're offering the service, but who's paying for the service? The buyer, you know. And when the buyer places an order, Fiverr gets a commission from their payment. And when you get paid, Fiverr also gets a commission from your payment. So all of this is coming from the buyer. And so if a buyer makes a dispute with you on Fiverr, Fiverr will most likely take the side of the buyer. And so it's super, super important to avoid any issues with clients as much as you can. If you feel like you can't complete the order and you want to cancel it, try to be professional in your communication with the client. You know, be nice, be polite, you know, and make sure that the cancellation is mutual, because if it's not mutual, it's going to affect your gig negatively. And try your best to avoid any issues with clients so that you can keep making sales and your gig can keep performing well. This brings us to the end of the video, guys. So to recap, if you've been getting a string of clients and all of a sudden your clients stop coming in and you stop making sales, your gig impressions start dropping like flies and nothing's going on anymore with your gig, the possible reasons could be because you made changes to your gig. You got the bad review, you delivered your service late, you know, you increased your price too soon, and a client made a complaint against you. So if your gig is not performing well anymore, what can you do? How can you fix this? There are 2 ways to fix it. The first one is to be patient, okay? Give the gig time. When a client gave me a bad review, this affected my gig for months. I had to be patient. You know, I was patient for a month, and after that time, my gig bounced back, and now it's slowly coming back to normal. So you have to be patient. If you're impatient and you then start making even more changes to your gig, it's going to affect your gig even more so, and you would realize that it's going to take months before your gig can actually bounce back. So it's super important that you remain patient and give it time. While you're waiting, you can try applying for jobs using buyer's requests, you know, so that you can keep your gig running, you know, keep getting new clients and making money. And you can also be working with your regular clients. And another thing you can do is to create another gig, okay? You can either create another gig that's exactly the same as the one that's not performing well, or you can create a new gig offering a new service, okay? If you decide to create a gig exactly like the gig that stopped performing well, then you just make a few tweaks and, you know, you publish the gig and have it running as well, so that in case your previous gig is going to take too long for it to bounce back, then you already have another gig running, you know, to increase your chances of getting clients. But the important thing is that you have to be proactive. Okay, while you're being patient, try and use buyer's requests to see if you can get new jobs, or try and be proactive in creating a new gig so that you can have both gigs running to see which one bounce back first, so you can keep getting clients on Fiverr and keep making money on Fiverr. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments. And yeah, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and bye.